Man, I love Ausar Thompson. I wanted to talk about this rookie because he's really been impressing me. I realize that sometimes I'll get too caught up in talking about games in my channel, and I was thinking like, yo, I'm gonna just like do videos based on what happens. Like we all know that Giannis scored 64. It was an amazing game, but I want to talk about things which I've really been noticing around the league. So I thought of talking about Ausar Thompson. Ausar Thompson is amazing, and in my opinion, he's one of my favorite rookies right now. With the league that's so focused always on scoring, the Pacers having probably a number one offense of all time, if not being rivaled by one of the 60s offenses, are a team which, score a lot. And the modern NBA has caught up to this trend. They realized like, yo, great defense wins you championships, but if you're just trying to win regular season games, you gotta be able to score a lot of points. And due to the fact that the league is so talented now, that everybody can shoot, everybody has abilities in senses like driving to the rim, shooting, and the fact that the NBA players so much better today than they were before in terms of like the basic skills that each position needs to have to be able to be like a starter or even a six man have made it so that a lot of rookies anymore don't focus on defense. Another rookie which also focused on like that real part of the game was Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren, focuses on rebounding, toughness, playing defense, and even though he does love to score, Jalen Duren is a player who doesn't take threes and knows where his position on the court is. And with some of these new rookies coming out, I've really seen that the defensive rookies are the ones which are winning the most. Rookies defensively like Ausar Thompson, rookies defensively like someone who might be the defensive player of the year this season in like Victor Wembanyama. Defensive rookies like Scotty Barnes and now Jalen Suggs. Well, Jalen Suggs is not a rookie, but he's, very young. So when we see these types of players, they're kind of special to come by. These players have been completely insane, and honestly, I do want to say that defensive rookies are a thing of the past. They are not as common. People don't get drafted on their defense mostly. And if you're tall enough, it doesn't really matter what you do on defense. Like, look at a guy like Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton can't guard a lick. He can't guard a screen. He can't guard anything. And that's not wrong because he's not supposed to, right? Like, I would like for him to play defense. I said it in my other video, but his play style doesn't need defense with how great he makes his offense. It's like when some people say his offense is his defense. Well, to a degree, with the rookie Ausar Thompson, his defense is his offense. He's a rookie which has came into the league and as the opposite of his brother. His brother, Thompson, barely gets to see the court because Fred VanVleet is a player with the most minutes in the NBA right now. And basically, Thompson came into the NBA as a great rookie, but he's a point guard, shot creator type of mold. Ausar knew that that was not going to make him slide. They played different positions. Ausar has always played small forward, power forward, and always been able to switch between those positions. So with Ausar, when he went to Detroit, I think he knew some of Detroit's history because those two guys know a lot about, like the league. I think knowing Detroit's history and knowing that if he wants to stay on the court, he needs to be able to do something. He was like, I'm going to go and play really tough defense. He's been the best defensive rookie this year by far, and he's been on a team which honestly helps him with that. The fact that he plays, with the Pistons allows him to be able to have the leverage of a rookie that can get 28 minutes per game and start every single game. The reason why I say this is because if he would be on any other team, he would normally be treated as just kind of any other player, which was what he was treated as when he came into the team. But since he's in such a losing team which has the option of playing a lot of their worst guys or their rookies, and who are looking for their main, building blocks to pair along Cade, Ausar had a perfect chance of going in and making an impact, and he has. He is a small forward. He is 6'7", 215 pounds, and he averages 8.5 rebounds per game, with 3 of them being offensive. 10.5 points with 46% from the field. 2.5 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. He only has 1.8 turnovers, which means that his assist to turnover ratio is positive, and he's one of these guys which has already even hit game winners for his team. He's a player which I see in the future becoming much better. Maybe never the star, but just like that type of Andrew Wiggins type of role, where you could be amazing on a championship level team and where you could actually have the chance of contending with the way that you play. I do believe that Ausar has been given a great opportunity. And I just wanted to talk about him as a rookie because I do believe that he's one of these players which, if we don't keep an eye on right now, he might escape from us. Like, Ausar is young, he's 20 years old, about to be 21 in a few months. He also has an extreme level of confidence in himself and absolute efficiency when it comes to being such a young talent, being able to, have this level of defensive production and efficiency, 46% from the field. I do want to say that he will probably be great in the NBA. I'm not going to tell you that he's going to be one of the greats. I'm not going to tell you that he's going to be one of the GOATs, because if I would say that to you, I do think it is very important for him to keep playing the way that he's playing. I wanted to say that, but in other news, talking about Ausar, his team has lost like 21 straight games, which is crazy. Honestly, shout out to Detroit. This is exactly what you want, and I know that they're just doing it because they want a tank. They're not good enough to win, but they also, it's not like they're really trying. Monty Williams is a great coach, and he thought that he was going to be able to do what Ime Udoka has done for the Rockets, which is like kind of prop the team up and get the guys going. But he hasn't been able to do that with his squad. So right now, Monty Williams needs to just chill, lose a lot of games, make sure that even though he does like his team not to get too comfortable and expect there to be like a top 3 pick in the next few years. I hope Ausar can keep his position, and I hope if the Detroit actually has a pick, they'll pick probably, another forward to pair alongside Jalen Duren would be, in my opinion, ideal. I do want to say also that they should use Jaden Ivey. It's something that I noticed. Jaden Ivey was amazing and especially meanwhile Cade wasn't playing, he had a great period of his career. But this season he's come off the bench, not getting minutes, and Killian Hayes gets more minutes than him, and he's been way more efficient, which honestly confuses me. But honestly, shout out to, Jaden Ivey. I do hope that he gets some minutes. But yeah, honestly, that's what I had to say about Ausar Thompson. I do believe that he will be a great talent, and I do think that his ceiling is like 2022 Andrew Wiggins, with the way that he plays, the way that he manages himself, and the way that he knows the game of basketball like that. But I also do believe that it has to be in him to want to make that leap. He's the biggest concern with Ausar has always been the fact that he was always the second star to his brother. He might have scored more, but he was always one of these guys where his brother would set up the offense and then he would just react accordingly. So I hope that in his present and in his future, he can find himself as a player independently and be able to, adopt some of the skills offensively to be able to have a long career. It's obvious that he's going to at least be in the league because guys like Matisse Thybulle exist, which, don't play a lot of offense and can just play killer defense. So I do want to say that he's never leaving the league if he keeps playing the way that he's playing. But honestly, I just hope that this playstyle continues and that he can actually take advantage of the opportunity that he has with Detroit right now. Thank you so much for watching.